Welcome to another episode of Trends and Ideas. I'm your host, Isabel Sender, and our guest today is S&P Capital IQ equity analyst Stuart Glickman, who believes investors should consider exposure to deepwater drilling through top-ranked companies most likely to benefit from rising crude oil production. Thanks very much for joining us today, Stuart.
Thanks for having me.
So, it was a major accident in offshore drilling that caused the Gulf oil spill, 3 years ago? But given how much growth we're seeing these days from the onshore side of production, why would you go offshore?
It's a good point. The onshore is producing a lot, but if you look at some of the major discoveries that have happened over the last couple of years, it's almost all been offshore. If you look at some of the industry projections for where that production is going to be coming from, again, it's offshore that's going to be driving the lion's share of that growth, so you need to look offshore.
But certainly risks remain, so I think you have two that you want to share with us today, perhaps?
Yeah, so the first thing is that energy services is fraught with volatility from crude oil prices. They can whipsaw up and down. Secondly, there's a lot of new drilling rigs that are being built into the marketplace these days because the demand has been there over the last few years. So at some point, you run the risk of too much supply and putting pressure on pricing.
Well, in light of the current outlook, then, do you and S&P Capital IQ have a recommendation that fits the bill, you think?
We have a positive fundamental outlook on the oil and gas drilling space, and in that space with exposure to deep water, we like Transocean, where we have a 4 stars or buy opinion on the stock.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today, and we recommend that all of our MarketScope subscribers read more of Stuart's views on MarketScope.com in a related Trends and Ideas article called Diving into Deepwater Energy Services. Until next time, we thank you for watching or listening. I'm Isabel Sender for S&P Capital IQ.